Hello there, Ray here, and today we're going to try to acquire two more discontinued mobs in the game. So currently we are in 1.10, and there is actually two mobs in this game that are only available in 1.10, and if you upgrade to 1.11 you won't be able to acquire these mobs. So we are here at our, I think this is called the minigame area, where people build minigames, some minigames over there. But this is actually one of the nearest deserts to my island, which is over there in that direction. And we're going to try to actually build a husk farm, and not just any type of husk farm. We're going to actually build a farm that collects husk riding chicken jockeys. And there is currently a zombie spawner down here. So I'm going to clear out the area and, hey cactus, you need to be removed. But I'm going to clear out the area and see if we can get down to that spawner. It looks like we made it down to the spawner. Just want to make sure there's no creepers inside to blow the spawner up. And we'll put down some lights, brought some torches along, just so the zombies will stop spawning. And this spawner is completely within inside of a desert biome, which is what we need, because we want to make sure that all the mobs that spawn from the spawner have a probability of being a husk. Now there's about a 80% chance that every zombie that spawns from this spawner here will be a husk if it has sky access. And this is why we're going to build this in the desert, and we're going to have to remove all the blocks above this here so that they get sky access. But because it needs sky access, that also means that we can only run the farm during the nighttime to actually get the mobs to spawn in here. So I'm going to remove all this material above the farm here, and then we can get in and see if we can build a nice area here. It's about wide level 22, pretty low down, but there's still room to build underneath of it. I put a beacon underneath of it to help. Got a haste 2 going on so that we can remove all the material pretty easily. I also put some wood logs around the spawner so that I wouldn't accidentally break with my pick. And the area I took out is about 11 by 11 area. This way we can put in a nice little wall to make it look nice. Now we also want to make sure that we have sky access, and this way we can have husk spawn from this spawner. That's a zombie spawner. And this only applies in 1.10. Now the reason that husk on top of chickens that come in as a jockey are not available in 1.11 is because of two different things. Now the main one is in 1.9 when they upgraded from 1.8 to 1.9. They changed some of the wording in the code on how mobs ride on top of each other. Now when they did this, they changed it so that when actually jockeys are trying to be spawned in naturally, the game will actually place them incorrectly, and they'll actually just place the bottom part of the mob. So we'll actually place, it's kind of weird, but sometimes I'll place the top, sometimes I'll place the bottom. So like for a spider jockey, if it's trying to spawn a spider jockey, instead of spawning the spider with a skeleton attached on top of it, it'll just spawn in a skeleton, which is quite strange. Now, if it's a chicken, and instead of just spawning a chicken with a pigman on top or a zombie on top, it will just spawn in a chicken. And this is because of a bug. I did do a report on this bug, and it's down link down in the description. I'd be greatly appreciated if you guys would upvote it because it's a pretty nasty bug that can be easily fixed, and someone actually wrote a simple code fix which actually will fix the problem. Now that's the main reason why you do not see jockeys in naturally spawned areas, but this does not actually affect spawners. Spawners can still spawn in zombies that have jockeys, as well as like spider spawners can spawn in jockeys as well. Like a spider spawner can spawn in a skeleton riding on top of spider, where a zombie spawner can still spawn in a zombie riding on top of a chicken. Now in 1.11 they changed spawners, so now spawners only spawn in what their name dedicates them to. So a zombie spawner only spawn in zombies, it won't spawn in villager zombies, and it will not spawn in husk, and this is for 1.11. Because of these two changes that were made to the game somewhat recently, having a husk right on top of a chicken as a jockey is now a rare mob and no longer can be obtained after 1.10. Now the only reason it could be come back into the game is if they would fix that bug where mobs can now spawn in jockeys naturally, or they change it so that spawners can spawn in variations of the mob as prior to 1.11. Now until they fix those bugs, we will try to obtain having a husk right on top of a chicken. Now also keep in mind when they did change the names with husk as well as zombie, separating them, Even if you have something such as a siege, those will only spawn in normal zombies, or if you have a leader zombie that will spawn in other zombies, you'll only choose to spawn in the variation of the zombies. So you cannot obtain them other ways. And even if you convert villagers, converting always turn back into villager zombies and not into husk. So this is the reason why we're going to try to obtain a husk right on top of a chicken before we update to 1.11. I finished putting the outer wall in here. I went with red sandstone that's smooth, and then towards the center I went with the chiseled one. We got tons of red sandstone from our sand jar, which produces red sand as well. And then down here I went ahead and put in the floor. That's sandstone as well. I never did check what's in the chest. This is what's in the chest. Like golden horse armor and name tag and iron horse armor. So not too bad. Never hurts to have more horse armor. Now all I have to do is come in and place in the water streams. I'm going to have to funnel all the zombies into one location. And then we'll build a sorter. Try to sort out just the type of zombies that we want to get. I finished putting in the water system down here. This will just transfer all the zombies to one location. So they all get moved over here. And then from here, the water stream will take them this direction. And then there's another water stream right here. And it's kind of pushing at an angle. And then the baby zombies will be able to get pulled by the current underneath of this slab here. And then the baby zombies be on the other side, as well as the zombies that are riding chickens. The chickens will be able to slip underneath here too. So we'll have the baby zombies as well as the chickens on this side with the jockeys. And then the full grown zombies will be able to come on this side, and they will drop down into this hole here where we have sunlight, which will be able to kill off any normal zombies and just keep the husk if we want to. And then on this side, for the babies, they'll come over here, and then the babies will be dropped down on top of this water here. And the ones that are riding on chickens, their chickens will float downward, and the chicken and the baby zombie will be able to fit through this hole here. And then the normal baby zombies, as well as the husk baby zombies, will fall straight through the water, and they'll land down in here. And then if I could just come out of here, I have a little room set up down here. And this is where all three of them will come. The main zombies will be here. Then the baby zombies will be over here. And then the zombies that are riding on top of chickens will be over in this one here. Now if we wanted to just kill off these, we could just put in some lava in these chambers and they'll just kill them off. Otherwise we can try to collect them all and we can check them out and see if they have any armor or maybe some enchanted gear. So that's pretty much the setup I have here, and I just have a ladder that gets me back out of here. So before we take out the lights and start the farm up, I want to actually add in some chickens, because if there's chickens near where the zombies spawn, then there's a chance that the baby zombies will just automatically be placed on top of one of the chickens that already pre-exist here. So by placing some chickens just above the spawner here, then when the zombies spawn, they will be within range of these chickens up here, and we'll be able to ride on top of one of the chickens that we already placed in. This is just a small chance, but it will help increase the chance of us actually getting a chicken jockey. So I'm just going to fill this in, and then I'll place in some chickens. So I got the chickens in place. Don't need too many of them. One chicken will pretty much be within range of any mobs that spawn in this quadrant here, and I got a couple chickens in each of the quadrants. Now all I'm going to do is come in and remove the lighting in here, and then we can see if we can get any of the zombies to actually spawn. So move this, and it is, well, it's turning daytime, but once it turns night again, then we can have some husk actually spawning in here. You can see that it's night and the husk are spawning and they're just getting transported over there. Chickens also grew up. I also made a little walkway to come over here so I could check the chickens as well as check the underground ones. So down here we can see if we got any babies yet. Nice, we got one baby, just a normal husk baby. And over here we got the husk as well as the normal zombies. Now they do have access to the sunlight when the sun comes up, which is right about now. It won't be able to burn the husk. Husks aren't affected by the sunlight, but the normal zombies will be. So if you wanted to just wean out the husk and get rid of the normal ones, then you could just have the sun come in and destroy them. So far we got one little baby. I'm just going to AFK here a little while. I just left my character online overnight, and look, we actually got one of the husk chicken jockeys. So yeah, he actually jumped onto that one chicken we had in this quadrant, and I'm just going to name him. And the name I got him is Dust Flapper, because husks are like made out of dust, and then Flapper is a chicken. It would be cool, like somebody mentioned, one of our ProtoTech members, he said it'd be cool if Husk would drop like dust, maybe some kind of dust form, and then you take that dust, put together, and make like a sand block. That would be one way to make sand a renewable resource, but that's pretty cool. So we got one of these husks that are right on top of chickens, and yeah, we still got the farm going. Down here, you can see that this is a pin that's supposed to collect all the chicken jockeys. We did not actually get any overnight just from the spawner, so it's a good thing that we actually stuck those chickens up there, and that actually increases the chance of actually collecting a chicken jockey. We just happened to be a husk chicken jockey, so we got pretty lucky there. Now, I did come in and put lava in both the adult chamber and the baby chamber, just because we were getting so many babies. It was getting pretty absurd how many babies we're getting, and I just AFK'd in this corner overnight since it's somewhat close to a spawner. And I also did move that beacon down a little bit lower because the beacon light was actually barely coming into that spawner area, affecting the spawns in there. So yeah, pretty much we got our husk zombie, our husk chicken jockey, and may come back here and AFK some more. But now I'm going to work on the next one, so I'm going to head off to the next location. This is location for our second farm. This is going to be a stray riding on top of a spider, so it's a type of jockey farm, and it's right beside our ice spikes biome over there. And then our slower sterile farm is just over that direction. So down here should be a spider spawner. We'll just dig down and see if we can find it. And then we can try to build that farm. Found the spider spawners down here a little ways. Just want to make sure that there's no creepers inside to blow up the spawner. And most dungeons have entranceway to one of the caves. So there could be mobs coming in through the caves. And we don't want a creeper to come in and then hop down in there. See, there's a skeleton right there. Where are the skeletons? You want a skeleton breaking up, or you don't want a skeleton shooting a creeper and then causing the creeper to explode on a skeleton. I did have that happen to me once. There's a zombie over there where I hopped in down into a dungeon, then there was a skeleton, and the skeleton shot a creeper even though I wasn't nearby. He hit the creeper and then he caused the creeper to blow up my spawner, so that was not too fun. I'll just come over here and see if I can lure these mobs over here, kill them. I lit up the cave, blocked the other side off, and lit up the spawner as well. See what's in the chest. Nothing too much. A couple of music discs. Yeah, I don't know. Not the best. I went ahead and dug out the hole and I put in the walls. So it looks really nice. I like this nice blue. It's supposed to be blue in clay, but it looks kind of purplish. It will go nicely with the spiders that spawn as well as the strays, which are kind of this kind of bluish color. And the ones with the enchanted armor in 1.10 are really bluish, kind of like that color. Now I'm just going to come in and put in the waterways. I'm going to have to make a little bit wide for the spiders, and then put in a sorter so we can sort out the jockeys from the normal spiders. I got the stray spider jockey farm finished, and if you come down here, we can see that I put in glass top. This is just to prevent the water from down below from freezing, since we are in a cold biome. And then if we come down here, we can see that I just put in the water streams just to move all the spiders to one side. Place this here. So pretty much all the water moves spiders over here. And I did make the room a little bit bigger because spiders take a little bit more room to spawn. So if the spider would try to spawn here on the edge, part of the spider would be over here. And then if there's a block there, then it failed to spawn and then it would never spawn. What are you doing in there? And then the spiders get pushed over here. And then there's a current that pushes them underneath of this. So they kind of, like spiders, they'll kind of stick underneath there. And even if there's a jockeying top, he won't suffocate because the spider is being held a little bit out. And spiders are able to go over top of this gap because they're over 2 meters wide. And they come over to this corner. And then here, there's a pressure plate. And when the spiders land on this pressure plate, they'll be pushed up into this corner. And they'll be able to get picked up by this minecart here. So there's a clock here. And as long as the spider's here, it just keeps shooting out minecarts, and then it'll recycle those in again. So if I go through here, there's like a little clock underneath here. It's like a comparator and some piston, comparators, repeaters there. And then once the spider is on the minecart, and you also can fill up more minecarts through this chest. Then it takes it through here, and then there's this tripwire here, and this will detect if it's a jockey. So if the spider is just a normal spider, it doesn't have anything riding on top of it, it will be able to fit underneath of that. It won't detect, it won't set this off, and then that will automatically allow the spider to go this way. It'll go over here, and then just fall down here, and then you'll get pushed towards this cactus here, and then the minecart will break off and collect its hoppers, and then the actual spider will burn up in this lava here. So that's pretty much what happens for normal spiders, because we're just trying to get rid of them, and we're just sorting out the jockey spiders. So then once a jockey spider comes by, so if there's a skeleton right on top of a spider, it will be able to activate this tripwire here, and then they'll turn the rail, give enough time for it to go up this side, and this side is just a ramp I made to get the spider up higher, and then we'll store it in these tubes. So this will collect normal skeletons right on top of spiders, as well as the stray variation of the skeleton. Come all the way up here, and then we just drop them down here. This is the same as my Halloween kind of thing I did for Halloween, where I collected it was spider jockeys with pumpkins on their heads and jack-o'-lanterns. So it's pretty much a tube, and they can't suffocate, so we don't have any solid blocks on the outside of it. And the tube just allows us to stack them up and collect them in there, and then we come back and sort them if we want to. So we mostly collected strays, just because in a cold biome, like 80% of the time it's going to be a stray, and then there's just a small chance of being a normal skeleton. And then down here is how I access the skeletons. Oh yeah, we also got some cobwebs in there. That's just to break the fall, so when they fall through here, they don't hit the ground and just instantly kill themselves. So I got some cobwebs to slow them down a little bit. And then at the very bottom I got a slime block too. But you can see we caught quite a few of them. AFK'd here a bit on my other account, and I don't know, it was about 5 or so. But I'm going to try to get a minecart and try to pull some of these out, and then get a name tag on them. So I've set up the rail system and a little cage here to hold them in. Hopefully this will work. I had a couple of them die just trying to get this all sorted out, but they're kind of hard to move. But what I'm going to try to do is pull this bottom slab out of the way, and then have them drop down, and then push them over onto this rail. Hopefully they'll go inside there. So that's the idea, at least. Yeah, it worked really nicely. We can always try to collect some more by AFKing here. But now the main task is to try to get them both name tagged. I got some name tags here. Now it's not too difficult to name tag the top guy, the skeleton, but it's pretty hard name tagging the spider down below. So unlike the chicken jockeys, where you only need to name tag the zombie on top, you don't need to name tag the chicken on the bottom, because the chicken won't despawn, and the zombie is the only thing that will despawn. But in this case, you will want to name tag both the skeleton as well as the spider down below. Not too difficult to name the skeleton top, but pretty hard to know if you actually name tag the spider. Let's see, it took my name tag. Yeah, it took a name tag. Hopefully he's named. I'll probably try to get in there a little closer and see if he's actually named. Now I'm build up a second cell, and we'll try to get this guy in there and get him name tagged as well. Okay, let's try to get this guy into his holding cell. Do the same thing. Seems to work pretty good. Still trying to shoot at me. Yeah, it's nice. Got my name tags here. Still pretty angry. If I get in here and name this guy. I think that's a success. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Now these guys, we can hold them here, and I can try to collect some more. If we want to, we can transport them over to my island later. But right now they're pretty safe here. And these will be discontinued in 1.11, that's why we're collecting them, as well as that Husk Jockey. But I think that's going to be it for today. So thanks for joining me as I have fun in survival. Bye-bye!